Hey folks, what's up? My name is Roque and I'm here today to bring you a quick update about the faction system and the combat system. Just wanted to talk about this a little bit. We got some screenshots this morning and they look freaking amazing. I've got them going in an image slider on the right hand side there. But I really wanted to bring to your attention two screenshots in particular. This first one is about the factions. So I had a concern about this before because it was originally stated that the factions whenever you were inside a city, once you left that city, it would be open season. You'd be able to target any of the factions. So that didn't really make sense to me because I was thinking, okay, because the original thought process was elves, humans, and dwarves, they'd all be in all three factions. So I was thinking, okay, that must mean that you could live in any of the faction zones, but once you left the city, your faction was basically useless because you'd be able to kill your own faction anyway, or anybody else. So I didn't really understand it. So I started thinking to myself, especially once they started releasing footage on screenshots of the faction cities, and they first put that post on Twitter saying, "Good luck getting into Zeratul if you're not a dwarf." I took that as, okay, maybe it's a joke, but maybe there's something else going on there. Maybe the factions are actually race locked. And when I saw Estelle for the first time, I was like, yeah, it totally makes sense for the factions to be race locked because if we're all just living in the same cities, so we got dwarves in Estelle and humans in Estelle and dwarves and elves in Vardo or something like that, it wouldn't really make sense to have the factions, you know what I mean? So this makes a lot more sense. So what we got right now is Estelle, Vardo, and Zarahul. I'm sorry, I've been saying that wrong. So elves, dwarves, and humans. So that makes a lot more sense as to why the faction, or it would be open season on everybody as soon as you left the zones. It totally makes sense now. So yep, that's the update on that. So now we know that the factions are going to be the races themselves, and the racial cities, those are going to be the faction zones, of course. So let me go ahead and talk to you about this other screenshot. This is the one I wanted to talk about in particular right here because I saw this picture last night, but it didn't have this text on it. But it looks like the combat system does look like action combat, some kind of action combat there. It looks really, really crisp, looks really pristine. I like the animations on spell casting. I know they're just showcasing the wizardry here, but I mean, you can just even see on the guy on the left here, that casting animation looks freaking amazing. And then you got water back here. You got, I think this is just pure lightning. This guy on the left here, he might be some kind of dark magic, be using some kind of dark magic. The guy on the right though, he's definitely got to be using some kind of fire magic. And of course we know what the dragon's doing. He's about to roast this dude. But anyway, this looks really good. You know, it feels like Dragon's Dogma 2.0 for sure. Like I was just thinking that in my head as soon as I saw the picture without text, but this really, really looks good. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else they bring to us about the combat system, because so far it's looking great. What Horsejoke said is starting to ring true for sure. How it's probably going to feel a lot more like Skyrim combat, or maybe I'm not seeing too much of another survival game in there. Definitely Skyrim combat or another single player RPG like Fable, Dragon's Dogma, you know, all those really good old school ones. Dragon Age Origins, even. Well, not Origins, maybe Inquisition probably be a better suit. Two Worlds, you know, all those freaking RPGs. The Gothic series, Elder Scrolls series, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, this combat system looks great, and we know that this is from Dark and Light for sure because you have that Dark and Light moon in the background. We've seen it so many times, and all these screenshots, they look pristine. It looks like they've really cleaned up, really, really cleaned up. It looks a lot better than what we've been getting so far. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. And without further ado, that's the update. Thank you so much for watching. This is the combat system and the faction system. More information is going to be coming in the Dread Week whenever that arrives. So please stay tuned. And thanks for watching, folks. See you later.